Hey heroes, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Hawkeye Future Imperfect DLC that's going to be released for Marvel's Avengers tomorrow. And today we're going to kind of take a look at what is to be expected, what we know we're going to have, and kind of what I think will happen from the game. So if you'd like to see all of this unfold, I will be live streaming the game tomorrow at 5 o'clock over on Twitch. Link of it will be down in the bio, as well as there's my name for you to look it up. Come and check me out. Until then, let's dive into Hawkeye Future Imperfect and see what we are in store for. Alright, let's jump into Hawkeye Future Imperfect. So what we do know is that this is the introduction to Hawkeye as a playable character. We've already met Hawkeye through the Kate Bishop DLC, which if you haven't had a chance to play that, be sure to check that out. It's an amazing DLC, it's free, and it has a great story, plus an awesome character. I love the way that Kate fights, her mechanics, her abilities, and the teleporting style of her is absolutely phenomenal. And I think they did a really good job of introducing her first before Hawkeye. But now we have Hawkeye as a playable character. As well as Hawkeye, we get our new region, the Wasteland, which kind of makes me wonder, is it set in like a future time frame? Can we only access the Wasteland based on the events that lead up to the Kree invasion afterwards? Kind of makes you wonder, does the Wasteland already exist in the game? Is it like the Utah Badlands? And now we'll have time travel in the game to where we can go forward or backwards to where we can play at these regions, not only different regions, but different times of the regions. That makes sense. It's a little bit of Inception right there. As well as the new region, we have our new villain of Maestro, which, if you don't know who Maestro is, he's like a version of the Hulk with the evil intention of destroying the world and rebuilding it in his image, as him being the superior being, the image that the world should be based off of and modeled after. And all this is because of the Kree invasion, which kind of makes you wonder, is the Kree like the next big baddies? Are they going to link Future Imperfect and the Marvel's Avengers campaign through the Kree invasion and introduce Captain Marvel that way? We know we have Spider-Man coming, Black Panther is on his way. So it's a good way to bring these characters in to support the story of the Kree invasion, and that just because they fix the future doesn't mean that they don't have to go through and fix the present and the events that are set to occur in between those two times. So with Old Man Hawkeye, it's set in the future. Hawkeye decides to take a break, release off the Avengers, become retired, and the Kree invasion happened, and he's not really around, and it ends up wiping the Earth, hence how we have the Wasteland now. And so he spends the following decades and makes up for it and avenges the fallen heroes that lost to the Kree invasion. So not only do we have Hawkeye, but Old Man Hawkeye. It kind of makes you wonder if we're going to get two different versions of Hawkeye to play as, or if Old Man Hawkeye will just be a skin that's added on that you can play as Old Man Hawkeye theoretically at any point, or regular Hawkeye at any point, based on the skin that you have equipped. I think it'd be kind of cool to just have a different skin rather than a whole nother character just older, because then you have to think about all the different abilities, support heroics, intrinsic abilities, all that diminishes over age, or new abilities acquire over age. We also have this continuing idea of looking for Nick Fury. We don't have a confirmation on if Nick is dead, if he's alive, where he's at, is he held hostage. It's kind of very much left up in the air, and through the original campaign, they were kind of like little hints and breadcrumbs as to where Nick was, and he's leaving like clues for us to follow to not only reassemble the Avengers, but also S.H.I.E.L.D. and help get AIM out of the picture entirely. And so we're still following that kind of trail of where is Nick Fury. Hawkeye's been chasing after him. He's following the breadcrumbs. He's found a little bit more than the Avengers have. So it's kind of compiling all their information and kind of wondering how Nick Fury will tie into the story as a whole. Does Nick already know about the Kree invasion? Is he trying to prepare them for it? Nick Fury is supposed to be one of those guys that's always like 2 or 3 steps ahead, and this makes sense because he's nowhere to be found. They're chasing after him at all times, which makes you think maybe Nick Fury's already ahead and he's just trying to get them caught up. So, the history behind Future Imperfect as well, the title of the operation, I guess you should say, is it comes from a couple different sources. So, you have the 1992 Hulk series of Future Imperfect that was kind of really introducing Maestro and his character and another form of the Hulk that wants to destroy the world, like we talked about previously, and reshape it. And we also have the 2015 mini-series of Future Imperfect, which they take events from both to create this storyline, as well as the 2018 Old Man Hawkeye series, which is how we're getting the Old Man Hawkeye in the game. So I think I like how they're going back to the roots, back to the comics, back to where all of this started, where not a lot of people know about the comics or have read the comics. So it's a way to introduce and tell the story that has been told already in a new and refreshing way that people, kids, adults, everyone nowadays can appreciate and actually live through the game and through this story. I think that's phenomenal. I love it. Back to basics is always the right route to go, in my opinion. Go back to the basics. What built you this empire, built you this universe, I guess should say. It'd be a better word than empire. This is a universe, not an empire. But overall, I think Hawkeye Future Imperfect is going to be amazing. I think that Kate Bishop was a good introduction to Hawkeye and kind of a little bit teasers, and how Hawkeye Future Imperfect is really going to set up the future of Marvel's Avengers as a whole. I mean, we're looking into the future now. We can see what happens after the Kree invasion, but what about the Kree invasion itself? Are we still going to fight that? Is MODOK coming back? Who's the next big bad guy that they're going to give us and introduce us to? I think these are all fair questions. I think we are going to relive. We're going to go through the events of the Kree invasion. I think that's the best way to introduce characters like Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Black Panther. It's the best way to introduce these characters, get them on board, make season 1 of Marvel's Avengers that much better, greater, amazinger. That's not a word, but we're making it a word today, folks. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Let me know what you think Hawkeye Future Imperfect is going to have in tune for us tomorrow when it launches on Thursday. Let me know in the comments below, or come to my stream over on Twitch tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. I will be streaming this live. We'll be playing it through, getting my first reaction of the DLC, of this game, of Hawkeye. I cannot wait. I get so hyped about this game. It's going to be a good time. So, make sure to hit that like, leave a subscribe if you like this content, and more content that is Marvel related, just video game related as well. And until then, heroes, bye-bye.